Hey there, it's Debbie Potts, the host of the Low Carb Athlete podcast. I'm doing these new weekly videos to post on YouTube and on the podcast app. But my goal is to share with you things that I'm learning as a health coach and working with Ben Greenfield and listening, researching and experimenting how to optimize my health and performance, as well as the aging process as I turn 50 this November 2021. So I'm on a mission to help you be the best version of yourself and also to help you live your best life, your second half of your life. So whatever age you are, 20 something, 30 something, 40 something, older, we should be taking action on what we're doing now to improve our future self, right? So I woke up, went for an hour bike ride up some hills this morning. The sun was rising. It's a great way to start the day. One, I'm getting exposure to the sun as I'm in my glass house here in our backyard recording this. I got the sun on me, but waking up with the sunrise, get that red light exposure really helps set my sleep up for the evening time, and getting some fresh air, time in nature, kind of clear my head. There's lots of benefits of exercising besides just the fitness benefits in the morning. And that works for me. But I also just want to make sure we're lifting weights, we're moving throughout the day, not just training in the morning. As I have said for years, we can't out exercise poor eating habits or poor nutrition choices we make. And also we can't out supplement poor lifestyle habits. And I think a lot of people, athletes, think they're fit and healthy, but they're not. They might look good on the outside, but we're not always healthy on the inside. So really getting into investigating what's going on under the hood, changing things, what we're eating, how we're eating, when we're eating, and why we're eating is important. But also the other elements of what I call the holistic method that we're working on, 8 elements, is nutrition and exercise, but also our sleep, huge one, right? Stress reduction. Stress impacts everything inside and out. We've got movement. We need to move throughout the day, not just work out in the morning and then I sit on my rear end all day. That's not good for me either. Also digestion, gut health. That's really important part of everything as well. In nutritional therapy, we work north to south when we're working on helping people burn fat, improve their health and performance, working on how we're eating, getting in that parasympathetic nervous system state, chewing our food slowly, being mindful, being present, and not rushing through everything. So digestion is really key to everything as well, as hydration is our 7th element of the holistic method. And we really want to hydrate, not just with water, as if you read the Mineral Fix, which I'm trying to read, it's 500 pages of reading, but really looking at hydrating ourselves with electrolytes. So I have over here my LMNT salts I put in my water, and I've been adding ketone aminos pre-post workouts. And then we'll talk today about glycine. I've been adding 3 grams of glycine to that mixture and having that post workouts to help my recovery from the workouts, help my muscles. Also doing that at nighttime to help my sleep. So hydration is key, and we're going to talk about that today, the benefits of glycine. And then lastly, happiness is the 8th element of the holistic method. I was living life as a race for so many years. I did marathons. I don't know, it started in 1999, and then I did Ironmans 2001, 2012. Had to stop. 2013 is when my adrenal exhaustion all started. So it's really looking at what are you doing now to improve your future self, because I was doing all the right things. I thought were the right things to really be the healthy athlete. And I was competitive, top of my age group. I was doing low carb. I was doing fasted workouts. I was doing low heart rate training, doing my intervals, doing my yoga. I was doing everything. But as I say all the time, it's kind of the Goldilocks effect. Not too much, not too little. Find that right balance for your body that you're going to optimize your fat burning metabolism, your health, and your performance gains. So it is very unique to each individual, as we're all different. Like our thumbprint is different, our genetic, our microbiome, we're all a little different. So really remembering when you experiment, and we'll talk about glycine today, that it is N=1 experiment. What works for me is exactly for you. Like I started trying the CBD high dose this week and I got a headache and my body didn't really like it. So that might work amazing for other people and have amazing sleep scores on their OURA ring after that. But the CBD actually made my REM sleep worse and I had a headache 2 nights in a row. So tweaking things that work for you. Less is sometimes more is not always better, but really working on, you know, how you are training now. I couldn't do Ironman's 2013 to now. I tried many years. I would take 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But the point is, I was doing all the right things, air quotes, but I was causing more stress on my body, doing too low carbs, doing too strict of a low carb eating plan, fasting too much probably on my workouts. But I was also running my own business. I was stressed every day trying to own a fitness studio with extremely high rent in Bellevue, Washington. It was just a constant stress for me because that's part of my personality. And I could see that with my genetic profile. I'm more prone to that. So really looking at what's right amount of carbs for you? What's the right amount of fasting exercise should you do? How should you work on your recovery and repair, and using tools as an OURA ring or Whoop and to measure your HRV, heart rate variability, to know when you need to adjust your workouts and not just push through them. So, you know, fasted workouts are good if your heart rate's low, you're doing short term, but as we'll dive into in this new YouTube channel I'm doing, when women are a little different than men, should maybe eat a little something before they work out, and men might do better after they work out. So some different research that I found from Ben Greenfield's done a lot of research on that and putting that together and talking about the female athlete as well as the athlete in general, fasting and carb timing, as we've talked to Peter Defty in the past. So that's kind of my goal with this channel here on the Low Carb Athlete channel, to do a little weekly chat with you. So just to dive into what I have been experimenting and sharing with you on my Low Carb Athlete social media, mostly Instagram and my Facebook page, is glycine. And I really find it amazing information I've heard over the years from Dr. Stacy Sims talk about glycine for women after their workouts. I've talked to different people about using it after workouts and before sleep and seeing how they feel, and using OURA ring or Whoop band to check their sleep scores and their heart rate variability. I'm finding correlates with protocols that I give with clients to help repair, rebuild, and restore their gut health. We'll see that improvement in their HRV scores, but glycine really helps, I think, for sleep. So glycine, I'll give links for these different articles. Dr. Axe wrote one on glycine and nutritional facts about glycine. What is it? It's amino acid found in human enzymes and proteins. It's one of 20 amino acids used to make protein in the body, which builds the tissue that forms organs, joints, and muscles. It's one of the proteins in the body concentrated in collagen, the most abundant protein in humans and many mammals, and also gelatin, a substance made from collagen. Some of the benefits include better muscle growth, healing the lining of the GI tract, and slowing down the loss of cartilage in joints and skin. And you might hear that and I think, oh, bone broth. We were doing bone broth fasts at my fitness studio, Fitness Forward, when I owned it for 10 years. We started doing 3-day, 1-day bone broth cleanses and adding bone broth to our protocols for clients who are trying to get healthy. And a lot of the glycine is the benefits we find in bone broth to help our GI tract improve. But also it's just a good source of protein and feeling satiated, but having high protein foods. Dr. Axe on his blogs talks about glycine as one of the best sources that you can get through food is bone broth, not always in the cuts of meats, but they're in the parts of animals that people throw away as what we make bone broth. And this is why it's so essential to eat your meat that's animal meat from grass-fed sources, grass-fed, grass-finished, because the best part where you get the gelatin or the glycine is the skin, bones, connective tissue, tendons, and ligaments. So if you know me for a very long time, I'm not a big animal eater person. I know protein does best in my body, to eat more protein, carbs. I'm more carb intolerant, and having higher protein and healthy fats works best for my body. But organ meat and all that, can't do it. But I do my best having bone broth. We used to think of it as more of a healing broth, but now finding the main ingredient that's so beneficial is the collagen, but the glycine. So glycine has many benefits. Dr. Axe, I'll put his great blog in here in the show notes, but helping build lean muscle mass, playing a role in production of human growth hormone, which is really essential for us as we age up. Mental performance and memory, I need that. My memory's been horrible the past 8 years since my adrenal exhaustion. It just seems to be a struggle to remember everything. Collagen, protecting collagen in joints and reducing joint pain, improving flexibility and range of motion, stabilizing blood sugar, which is so good for everyone, lowering the risk of type 2 diabetes, improving sleep quality, which we'll dive into, and lowering inflammation and free radical damage by increasing the glutathione production. And hopefully you know what glutathione is. I get injections once or twice a month of glutathione, and I like to take the quicksilver liposomal glutathione, but also the precursors to make it. We want to make sure as athletes we have that, because we are increasing inflammation and free radical damage from our workouts, reducing certain types of cancer, and the list goes on, but it really helps so many things in the GI tract, bile salts, digestive enzymes, energy, fatigue, stress, anxiety, all sorts of things. So the glycine is really important. I think promoting the muscle growth for us athletes, repairing and protecting joints and cartilage, helping the digestion with amino acids as glycine and proline help rebuild tissue that lines the digestive tract. So I think that's an important part. So getting your bone broth after your workouts, or doing once a week, you do a bone broth fast and just have that like an OMAD, dinner to dinner, but during your eating window, maybe you just do some bone broth with some seasoning, some sea salts, and add some grass-fed butter or MCT oil in it. So glycine, top 6 uses, Dr. Axe says, promoting muscle growth. As I just said, glycine is used during the biosynthesis of creatine, which provides muscles with direct source of fuel to repair damage and regrow back stronger. Number 2, repairs and protects joints and cartilage. 1/3 of collagen is composed of glycine, and collagen is crucial for forming connective tissue that keeps joints flexible and able to withstand shock. Improves digestion is a 3rd one on the list. Glycine helps form 2 of the most important substances that make up the gut lining, collagen and gelatin. Number 4, slows the effects of aging and builds immune system. Glycine helps form glutathione, a valuable antioxidant that's used to prevent cellular damage of various signs of aging. Number 5, glycine calms the nerves and feeds the brain. It helps regulate nerve impulses throughout the body by balancing electrolyte levels such as calcium chloride and potassium. And number 6, fights fatigue and promotes restful sleep. Glycine is used in many supplements meant to improve energy in athletes, fight fatigue caused by anemia, and regulate blood sugar levels. So that's an article from Dr. Axe. There's also hvmn.com. They had a great article on glycine benefits from sleep to physical performance. I'll put in the link, put the link in the show notes, just the importance of it. So how do you get your glycine? You can make Jello, what's his name? Drawing a blank, the immune immunity code, talks about Jello you can make for bedtime to help sleep. You can look up that. Joel Green is his name that put that together. But the glycine in gelatin may improve sleep quality. Some people, I've read it, it helps lower your body temperature. They found a study in 2006 that people who took 3 grams of glycine around bedtime reported sleeping better, feeling more lively and clear-headed in the morning. And they found that glycine just is a good sleep enhancer. And I like to use the powder form. I mix with LMNT. So if you follow the doctor that wrote the Mineral Fix and the Immunity Fix, he has this, as I said, huge book, 500 plus pages. It's like an extra 100 pages of references about the benefits of sodium loading for sleep and then having the glycine with it. So recovery, I think, is huge for athletes, why we should have glycine, but also sleep. So we want to make sure our sleep score, or ring or Whoop, having that 3 grams of glycine before bed is what the articles will say based on research studies to reduce the time to fall asleep and helps people get restorative, growth inducing, recovery promoting, slow wave sleep faster. So we know a lot of sleep is important for our performance and recovery. Detoxification helps with their sleep, getting that deep sleep, really important to have. So having the glycine before bed, you might track, if you have a Whoop or Oura ring, to track your sleep scores to see how it works for you, trying the 3 grams before bed, like 2 hours before bed, see how your sleep is and see if that sleep score goes up. I know a lot of people following my Instagram are saying they're, interested in heart rate variability increases and how they can do that. So mine's really improved a ton the past couple months. I don't know, I talked to Ben Greenfield about this in our monthly call yesterday for our Ben Greenfield coaching team, that you can't really tell one thing unless we want to spend a whole year doing test one thing. All right, do that this month and then move on to the next thing. So just, is it having the cold showers? Is it having the exposure to sun in the morning and watching the sun set? Is it, happiness and joy? Is it, I'm doing gargling and different things that improve your heart rate variability, but adding the aminos, adding glycine, adding the element sea salts to get more sodium is beneficial. So the last part of just the article from Dr. Bruce on psychologytoday.com is a great article on the 4 sleep benefits of glycine if you want to dive deeper into it. But it does say, as I said, it helps you fall asleep more quickly, increases your sleep efficiency, reduces symptoms of insomnia, improves sleep quality, and promote deeper, more restful sleep. And, we can test it, but lowering your body temperature, I think, is important, especially for us females, premenopausal. You might find that it's an important part to help control that body temperature and improve sleep, as well as using like the chili pad. And also having a cold shower before bed is a great tip as well. Glycine, it says for sleep, also increases serotonin. And serotonin, interesting, helps make your melatonin. So we need serotonin to help make the sleep hormone melatonin. So people that have difficulty sleeping and things like sleep apnea, insomnia, they might just need to help increase their serotonin levels, which that goes down a rabbit hole of how serotonin is made in your gut, because mostly serotonin is in your gut. So maybe addressing gut health for you might improve your sleep, because you make more serotonin will help make more melatonin. So it's a whole complex investigation that we do with the clients one-on-one to find out what's your why, what's not, what's holding you back from sleeping. So trying this, seeing what works for you, getting more serotonin, reduces symptoms of getting oral glycine, elevates serotonin, reduces symptoms of insomnia, improves sleep quality. And I think it's great information that you can read in this article too. But basically the dosing for sleep, 3 to 5 grams of glycine orally, so I mix it with water, has been effectively just helped sleep in studies, scientific studies. And for blood sugar, 3 to 5 grams of glycine taking orally at meals has been effectively to shown to reduce your blood sugar in scientific studies. So check it out. I'll try to put all these links in these articles in the show notes for you, but I think it's great information. Again, it's N=1. Find what works for you, and I'll get out of the sun here as it's shining in my face, but just focus on how you start the day. If you're trying to improve your sleep, getting outside, morning sunlight exposure, moving, getting some fasted, low heart rate exercise in the morning. Save your harder workouts that you need a little fuel for maybe in the afternoon. Start your sleep hygiene routine. Trying to go to bed, say at 10, you should sleep, get ready for sleep stop eating by 7, and then start that kind of winding down the lights, blue blocker glasses, having cold shower before bed, writing in gratitude journal, reading a book in bed, and getting off devices. Set boundaries of when you are on your computer, when you're on emails and social media, like 7 o'clock, put it in airplane mode, turn everything off. So if you want to optimize your sleep, to burn fat, to optimize your health and improve your performance, really look at how you start the day as well as how you end the day. So let me know what you find with your glycine experiment and see if your sleep scores improve. Talk to you next week. Debbie Potts.